This is Fano from An Hour with Wolfpack, and this is my segment, Steppin Out of Babylon. And this is day 58. Today's date is March 19th, 2016. And today I did the usual diet in the morning. And then I had a salad. And then I did a kefir smoothie. Basically like my normal diet I did. Or normally do. But I don't know. I think when it gets up to these numbers of like 58 and plus, it's more like I think I have these ideas about drinking, and I think it's more because you just deal with like stress, and I think because I look up a lot of stuff about what's going on in the world, and then I deal with people, and then I realize what they eat and what they think, and it just all kind of correlates. So I guess it kind of starts driving you like mad about how messed up the world pretty much is. But then I thought about it some more like on a conscious level, and how it was just like bugs controlling me. And I don't know if they're like changing or they're trying to reproduce, but it's just like this thought that keeps coming up. But I just fought through it, and it's just like, oh, whatever. And then I just ate my normal stuff for the day. But then I also think about like a lot of the research where they're like, well, having one drink is not that bad. But the truth is, it's pretty hard to get like a pure source of alcohol. And knowing myself, I never just have one drink anyway, so I know it's pretty not good to do. And I don't know, it's just weird like seeing people I know and all they do is drink, or they work and then they drink. And then people tell you about things that they do, but they were drinking. And then also people don't realize how when they go socialize with their children, they drink in front of their kids, then that affects the kids and all this stuff on like a subconscious like level. And that's just like one aspect of this reality. And the thing is too is like people could be smoking cigarettes and it's the same effect, or people could be eating cupcakes and it's the same effect. And literally people could be doing a lot of bad things and it affects, I mean, even like money, like people can obsess too much about money and making money and not enjoying life, and that affects that type of same reality. But when you go out of the darkness more and more and more and step into the light, you realize how a lot of people's light has been dimmed down by all this darkness. And it really is a struggle because living in the city, life is about money, pretty much this made up thing. And when you don't have enough money, you can't get your resources. You can't trade pretty much to get your food and your shelter and your water. I mean, even when you get all that stuff, it's like a house is very toxic. It's like to have a clean, green house that doesn't make you sick takes a lot of understanding of what paint and materials is the best thing to use. And the same thing with food, you get tricked there, and the same thing with water, and the same thing with air. And so, like, even if you believe you're doing okay, in reality, if you're not really aware of all the booby traps or toxins, you're pretty much not doing okay. And a lot of people are not aware of these traps, and you can talk to just anybody. I mean, first yourself, you have to become aware of these things, but then after that, you just go talk to people, and you see how people don't really pay attention to anything more than just their thoughts about what's going on. But even that gets so corrupted, and from there, people just believe what they want to believe. So, but then I guess it all comes back to myself and how I just wish I was just like on a farm far away, maybe being like a tribe of 20 people and just like living off the land and doing that type of stuff. Be a lot better than being next to like thousands of people and seeing like thousands of different types of energy all day. And I think it's just like such a overwhelming thing. Like even like school, as you're a kid, you have to like interact with all these kids, and like what I was noticing that you make a tribe, from whatever year you do start. And I remember like once you went from elementary to middle school, sometimes you lost some of your tribe or your friends. And the same thing happened when you went from middle school to high school. And then after that, you go into high school to the real world. And then, you're constantly like losing your tribal members. And I think in a subconscious way, it just becomes like, like that's okay. But in reality, you would always have your tribe with you pretty much until you die. Or unless they die, like I don't think you could really add too many more members. So I just think we're so far from what we were, and people try to say like, well, we're not because people have culture and all these things, but me, it's like I'm a mutt, and I don't know what culture I really have. I can say I have culture from certain races if I want to believe that, but I mean, what human being has like two plus different realities versus just one reality or one culture? And then they just teach you like it's okay to do anything or be any way or think any way, but don't really make people mad or interrupt their energy, or people will interrupt your energy. And it's just like, it's very like, I don't understand why people want to be uh, like a celebrity or anything. And I guess it just really comes down to they think they'll get resources of like money, but I mean, I'm pretty sure like doing everything you can do gets pretty pointless after a while. I mean, it'd probably be fun for like a year, then after that, you'd be like, well, this world is, or not the world, but the humans are just falling apart. But I guess too, if you don't become consciously aware, you probably would never even have those thoughts. You'd be just like a lot of celebrities where they get burnt out and want to end their own lives, or just get drunk and say some shit and they think they're being real, but the reality is they have no idea of how jacked up everything is. So I'll just end up with that. And this is Fano from An Hour with Wolfpack. And this is my segment, Steppin in Babylon. And this is day 58. Today's day is March 19th, 2016. And I hope everyone lives with love and compassion. Because if you don't love yourself, then you can't love anybody else.